You're listening to Unity Radio, the real sound of the city. Broadcasting online at unityradio.fm, the app, DAB, and on 92.8 FM.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'll always suffer from cabin fever within these four walls.
So as I said before, we've got a very special guest in the studio, one like Diligent Fingers. Say hello.
I want to leave, but still I stay and dig a little deeper.
Say hello again.
Hello.
There he is. We heard him in the background then.
Wow, people, what you saying? You good? How you doing? You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. A bit tired.
Bit tired. I think we're all a bit tired today. We're in the lift on the way up to the studio and we're like, It's one of them days, isn't it? It's a bit grey.
Yeah.
But we're at Unity Radio.
Yeah, we've come to brighten up your evening. kind of.
Love it.
Kind of.
kind of. So, for the listeners that don't know, you are Diligent Fingers.
I know.
You've gone by many names in the past, though.
I know. I'm glad they've all been like singled down to one now.
Just one. He's just one person.
I'm sure at one point I had something stupid like 5 names or something like that because I had to keep changing names. But no, I am Diligent Fingers, the one and only. The one and only, according to Google.
That's the one. You smashed it there. You smashed it. So, tell us a little bit about your history, so where it all started.
It's mad. It all started in 2003.
2003?
And daylight robbery.
Back in the day.
The free parties with daylight robbery and Gash sound system.
Just for clarification, daylight robbery is a sound system.
Yes. not a crew of people that go around robbing people in daylight.
Yeah, we're not like that.
We're friendly. We're a friendly bunch.
So it started there, and then how did it progress into where we are now? Obviously, we could talk about this forever, but did it start with drum and bass?
Yeah.
With drum and bass?
Yeah. In terms of making music itself, it started in like school at like 14 years old and just being in the studio room, just figuring out sound modulators and stuff like that because I was rubbish at reading music and stuff. But then in terms of like the career that I got into now, it was 2003, going to my first free party in Goit Valley and seeing how everyone did their thing. And then like I think it was like 7 months later, I got my first set of decks, some like Gemini XL 400 belt drives. If you know about them, and that, and then it was history from there. Like meeting up with people on nwdnb.co.uk, the old forums. Right back now.
Wow. The old forum days. Before, like, social media was a thing, but now it's a thing.
Yeah,
but
really
then it was
a
like,
thing. But then, it was just a forum, and people like Dawn Raid, Rhodey, like even Silver and Prophecy that are North based now. Like everybody that's like a big name in Manchester was part of that community, really. And then 15 plus years later.
And you had a little bit of a journey through hip-hop, didn't you, on the way?
Yeah. There was a period where I stopped making drum and bass. I completely stopped making drum and bass and sort of focused on instrumental music and releasing through, like, Millennium Jazz Music, like, back it up for a good 7 years, which was pretty cool. And, like, still doing bits with them today, really. But, I had to come back to drum and bass, man. I had to come back to it.
Well, it all intertwines, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The reggae and the hip-hop and everything. And I think that's the beauty about drum and bass. It brings all these genres together.
Yeah, definitely. Especially in terms of, like, all the influences. Like, there's so much, even in the productions that I'm making now, there's so much reggae and soul and Motown influences in there. Like, I can't get away with it. I can't get away from it, which it's not like I want to, really. But no, that is the beauty of drum and bass. Like, a lot of people may know me for like hip hop and stuff like that, but my first love is drum and bass, man. There's no other music that sort of lets me like let go and free up myself as much as drum and bass does. And there's so many different types of drum and bass to match each and every emotion that is out there, really and truly. So yeah, man, it's good to be back. It's been a mad 3 years coming back to it. Crazy.
Yeah, so you've done it through music and through words as well.
Yeah.
So the beauty of Diligent Fingers is he's a DJ, wicked DJ, producer, and a lyricist as well.
Yeah, some may say greedy.
No, you're sharing the love, you're not greedy.
Yeah.
So how did the writing start, like in terms of writing your lyrics and performing lyrics?
Trying to chat up girls with my foster brother back in the day.
Oh no! What was being an MC the way you did that?
Yeah. But I was young and I didn't know any better. Hold tight, Richard. Brethren. But yeah, no, like I'd always, in terms of in drum and bass, I'd always been writing lyrics and sort of just writing down poems, but I'd never been comfortable enough to really go out and do it. And then I met a couple of mates and like recorded a couple of tracks with them, and then they asked me to host a drum and bass event. And for me it was like, right, okay, cool, I'll just host, get people like buzzing and stuff. I'll maybe spit a couple of bars and that. Did the event, really enjoyed it. This was around 2006, I think. 2006. Like, yeah, I think around 2005, 2006. I did the event, really enjoyed it and that, but unbeknownst to me, they recorded it. And then that ended up getting out. And then it was really, you know what? You know what's mad? You know what's mad? As soon as that happened, I was DJing at the time. As soon as that happened, all my DJ bookings stopped.
Oh, no.
And everyone just wanted to book me as an MC. And that, but like that was the first time where it was like, okay, let's see what it's like. Do you know what I mean? And then seeing all the downloads of like the live mix afterwards, and seeing people like sort of comment and be like, "Oh, you're really good," and it's like from there it was like, okay, I'm an MC now, kind of thing. But it was never really a thing. I wanted to be the producer. I wanted to be the DJ. I wanted to be the selector, providing the vibe, man. Do you know what I mean? But now I provide the vibe in other ways. You know?
The man was there.
The man was there, definitely. Plus, you know, Tom Piper needed a twin. So,
Nice. So now you've combined the two.
Yeah.
And you're, well, the three. So you're still doing your DJing, you're producing, and you're writing your own lyrics, and you're doing your own lyrics and your own tunes.
Yeah, singing as well.
Doing it all.
Singing, you know what I mean? Getting me Rod Stewart on.
And in this particular track that's come out today, so Cabin Fever out today on Stand Up Speak Out. Go check it out if you haven't already.
Hold tight, Mad Rush. Hold tight, Mike Burgess. You know
Mad Rush was bigging you up. So we had Mad Rush on the show, not last week, the week before.
Yeah.
We did a Stand Up Speak Out special, and he was bigging you up. He was like, Dilly's the man. So what's your involvement in the label?
Well, basically, it's sort of helping like bring more stories to light, really and truly. Like, I'm gonna be the first one outside of, you know, the label's main campaign and the label's main reason, which is centered around Windrush and, you know, Mad Rush's immigration situation. But there's so many people going through so much stuff at the moment that just is hardly ever talked about or hardly ever brought to light. And the last like sort of year, I've been really making a focus on sort of bringing more awareness to like mental health and mental health in music. And, you know, the great thing about Stand Up Speak Out is that it is a platform for every artist has got that tune about a certain situation in their life, a certain period that they've gone to, a certain part where they'd hit rock bottom. Every artist has got that tune, but maybe they're not that comfortable to put it out on the label that they're on. It doesn't suit the other music that they've got. Stand Up Speak Out is primarily for that kind of music, for raising awareness, for talking about discrimination, immigration, mental health, sexuality, you know what I mean, gender, like gender politics and stuff, like gender identity and stuff like that. Like, it's a platform for people's stories to get heard that don't normally get heard. And in terms of my track, you know, Cabin Fever, it was at a point, I wrote that at the lowest point of my life, at a point where my PTSD was really, really starting to take over my brain and really like overwhelm me at a point where depression and anxiety was really starting to take over. I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know where to go. I didn't even really understand what was going on. And it was reflective in the lyrics that I was writing. So I just put everything that I was feeling at that point into just it wasn't even really supposed to be a song. It was just sort of just to get it off my chest, you know. And then a few years later, in terms of Mad Rush setting up Stand Up Speak Out, I thought, right, okay, if it's going to go anywhere, it's going to go there. And hopefully, you know, hopefully it helps. Hopefully, I'm not going to say like, I'm not going to try and say that I've got any answers or anything like that, but the main thing that has helped me is just the fact of hearing people talk about their situations and, you know, just feeling like, okay, I'm not so alone, or I don't feel so alone in my experience that I'm going through. So hopefully, you know, if anyone's going through a similar situation like me, hopefully this helps, you know. That's it, really.
It's a great way to express how you are feeling, though. You're saying in terms of people listening to that and it resonating with them and them thinking, oh, someone's going through something similar to I am. But
yeah.
I mean, I've done in the past, music's a really good way to, or writing lyrics is a great way to let go of something that's in your mind. Sometimes it gets too stuck up here, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but writing it down, like they say, speak about it. Sometimes it's not that hard to speak. It's not that easy to speak about.
Definitely not. Like, I sit here and I almost feel like a bit of a hypocrite, because that is the one thing that I don't really do. I'm one of those types of people that just shut down and lock off and try and deal with everything by myself. But at the same time, when I do hear about other people's experiences, you know, it does sort of make me feel warm that, okay, there's somebody else out there that may understand what I'm going through. Do you know what I mean? And maybe what they're doing may be something that I can pick up and incorporate into my routine and my path to recovery and stuff like that, really. But even you know, like one of the exercises that I've got is, if when things get really overwhelming in my head, then I think about a place that I would like to be rather than where I am now. And that, so I've got this little spaceship pod with a bit of incense, some nice smells and stuff. But then I've got an album called what's it called? Melody AM by Royksop, and it's a completely instrumental album, but it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So like when I get to those points where I'm having really bad anxiety or really bad like sort of psychotic episodes or anything like that, I just think about that space and I think about that album, play that music in the background, and even that can just calm me and just bring me back into the moment. So it doesn't even need to be lyrics, it doesn't even need to be lyrical, it could be something just instrumental as well. But I think again, that is the power of music. That is the power of music, and it can lift you up at times, it can bring you back down to earth at times, but it can always be there for any type of emotion that you've got. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I love it.
Beautiful. Well put. Well put. So we're going to get into your guest mix.
Aye.
And we're going to kick off. You're going to kick off with?
Cabin Fever Channels remix.
So
Channels
on the EP, on the single that's out today, you've got your original.
Yes, which was playing in the background before.
It's playing in the background. We can hear it really quietly. I didn't want to ruin it, so it's not too loud. But we're going to go into the drum and bass remix by Channel, and then we're going to get into the Dilly set. I'm very excited for this. So if you've ever seen a Dilly set, he gets into it like no one else. So if you're on Instagram, go give us a follow on Instagram or Facebook, because I'm going to put some videos up for you, lucky lot. Do you want to let the audience know where they can find out a little bit more about you and about your upcoming event?
I mean, yeah, Instagram would probably be the best place. Instagram.com/diligentfingers, DILI1L GENT.
Just say that again for us.
DILI1L. Everything Diligent Fingers, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, Bandcamp. Yeah, according to Google, I am the only Diligent Fingers, so yeah, you can Google me, which this is pretty cool to say, actually. Yeah, Google me.
Google Diligent Fingers right now. We're going to get into his mix in just a minute. It's Unity Radio. Get tweeting us at Unity Radio FM.
You're listening to Unity Radio, the real sound of the city. Broadcasting online at unityradio.fm, the app,